Picture this, a dark, enigmatic world where power doesn't come from being a shiny, moral hero, but from navigating the murky waters of questionable choices. A team misunderstood, feared, and let's face it, made up of folks you probably wouldn't want at your dinner table. Marvel's Thunderbolts is gearing up to challenge the idea of what makes a hero, and it's about to shake the foundations of the Marvel Cinematic Universe MCU in a big way. This isn't your run-of-the-mill superhero team-up. No, this crew is more like the Avengers' rowdy cousins who live in the shadows, dealing with problems in ways that would make the Avengers squirm. Thunderbolts, slated for a 2025 release, gives us an entirely new perspective on the superhero genre, one that's less about saving the world in a squeaky clean suit and more about doing the dirty work that no one else wants to. And who better to lead such a rogue band than Valentina Allegra de Fontaine, played with incredible poise and cunning by Julia Louis-Dreyfus. Valentina has been quietly moving chess pieces across the MCU board for a while now, showing up in The Falcon and the Winter Soldier and Black Widow, recruiting characters who straddle the fine line between hero and villain. You can't help but wonder what she's cooking up behind that sly grin of hers. Now, let's talk about the Thunderbolts themselves because, man, this is a lineup you won't forget. First up is Florence Pugh's Yelena Belova. If you loved her in Black Widow, you're going to eat up the sheer fire and charisma she brings to this squad. She's not your typical follow-the-rules hero. Her style is lethal, efficient, and dripping with sarcasm, a perfect fit for the Thunderbolts' darker tone. Then, we've got David Harbour's Red Guardian, Russia's answer to Captain America, but with way more grizzled humor and a ton of emotional baggage. Pair him up with Wyatt Russell's U.S. Agent, a guy who's constantly wrestling with his morality, and you've got two super soldiers who are more likely to butt heads than to fist bump after a mission. But wait, there's more. One of the most intriguing members of the squad is Ghost, portrayed by Hannah John Kamen. You might remember her from Ant-Man and the Wasp, where she had the ability to phase through objects, a power that's as dangerous as it is tragic. Ghost isn't in this game for glory. She's someone who's been wronged by the system, and the Thunderbolts give her a chance to fight back, even if it means bending a few rules or breaking them entirely. Now, we can't forget the wild card of the group, Bucky Barnes, aka the Winter Soldier. He's the one member of the squad with an actual hero's resume, having fought alongside the Avengers. But let's be real, Bucky's no stranger to darkness. He's lived it. And that's what makes him such an interesting addition to this team. He knows how to operate in the gray areas, making him the perfect counterbalance to the more chaotic members of the Thunderbolts. There's an almost poetic irony here. These are characters who've been manipulated, wronged, or just straight up discarded by society. They're not fighting for truth and justice, they're fighting to survive, to reclaim some sense of control. And that's what makes Thunderbolts so compelling. They're a team of misfits, anti-heroes, and ex-villains, but they're united by their shared need for redemption, or at least their own brand of it. But what's really got fans buzzing is the role of Harrison Ford as Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross. Yes, the man who once hunted the Hulk will be stepping into a new spotlight. With the unfortunate passing of William Hurt, Ford takes over this iconic role. And if the comic books are anything to go by, we might see him go full Red Hulk. Just imagine. Harrison Ford, grizzled and tough as ever, hulking out in a fit of rage. That's the kind of moment that could break the internet. Now, if you're thinking this all sounds a bit like DC Suicide Squad, well, you're not wrong. There are definitely similarities. Both teams are made up of anti-heroes and villains forced into saving the day. But Thunderbolts has the unique advantage of the MCU's deeply intertwined storytelling. These aren't just random villains tossed together. We've been watching many of these characters evolve over multiple films and series, which means there's already an emotional connection with the audience. We care about what happens to them, whether they win or lose, or if they finally find the redemption they've been seeking. And here's where things get really interesting: fan theories. Some think the Thunderbolts will play a much larger role in the MCU's future, potentially setting up conflicts with more established heroes like the Avengers. Could we see the Thunderbolts taking on missions that clash with the moral compass of Earth's mightiest heroes? Absolutely. There's also speculation that Valentina has a hidden agenda, and honestly, with her track record, that seems like a safe bet. Others are theorizing about who else might join the squad. We've heard whispers of Clint Barton's Hawkeye, and even Zemo, the mastermind behind Captain America: Civil War, could make an appearance. Every time we think we figured out the Thunderbolts, Marvel throws another curveball. And that's exactly why this film is going to keep us all on the edge of our seats. So there you have it. Thunderbolts is shaping up to be one of the MCU's most daring projects, pulling together a team of characters who are as flawed as they are fascinating. This isn't just another superhero movie. It's a story about redemption, about what happens when the lines between good and evil blur, and how far some are willing to go to make things right on their own terms. And trust me, you're going to want to see where this wild ride takes us. Don't forget to drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button. And if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Check out the description for all the juicy details. More insights are waiting for you below or in the comments.